Wide receiver at number 12?
Forget cable, switch to Frontier. The Fios Triple Play brings dedicated 100% fiber optics to your home. Fios TV, 15x5 internet and digital phone for $119.99 per month with 2-year price protection plan on qualifying service. FrontierPacificNW.com.
You know, we've been looking at a lot of mock drafts. Everybody's got a different... We're trying to figure out what the Seahawks are going to do at number 12. If they stay there, we're working on that premise. If they stay there, all these mock drafts have them going with Quentin Coples, Luke Kuechly. And then we saw one from Our Lad Scouting Services. It had Michael Floyd from Notre Dame at number 12. And I don't buy that. I don't think he's better than Blackman, like some have said. Some think he's a better prospect. If he's there, I'm going to just go ahead and say this. There's no way the Seahawks take him at 12. How about that? How's that for certainty? Not a chance. If Floyd is there at 12, the Seahawks will not take him. And if they do, we'll go ahead and burn this.
No. We're going to play this back. He's big, so at least in the prototypical Pete Carroll, John Schneider era, they like those big physical receivers. We've seen that with the signing, of course, of Sidney Rice and Mike Williams getting a second opportunity and making good on that, at least before the contract. So it's interesting. I look at this team and I still want somebody to step up and be another threat catching the football. Sidney obviously hasn't been able to stay healthy enough to be on the field. Mike Williams, as much as we all love him as a guy, I mean, last year was a dud. Now, how much of it was Tavares Jackson's issue with Williams compared to Williams himself? We'll probably get the answer to that now that there's going to be a new quarterback under center, and we'll see exactly what happens with Mike Williams if he's healthy enough to be on the field. But I agree with you. Floyd at 12, we also heard a couple of conversations that he was rated higher than Justin Blackman. That seems amazing to me, but hey, I'm just a guy giving my opinion about my team, and in this case it's the Seahawks at 12. The pressing need is still a rush off the edge, and there are still... That coupled with the fact that there are still plenty of options to find that rush off the edge, Bob, and that's why I'd be stunned too if they would take a guy like Floyd.
Yeah, I think in the end, pass rush is much more of a pressing need. I'm not saying they don't need help at wide receiver. I agree with you. I'd love to, and they even said today in their press conference, it's hard to turn your back on a playmaker, or however they termed it. I mean, but they basically said that about every position. They said, sure, we're going to look at quarterback. Sure, we're going to look at tight end. We love Zach, but boy, it's hard to pass up a playmaker, and they said it about wide receiver. So I think they address the position somewhere within the draft. I just don't think they do it at number 12. So I think pass rush is a much more pressing need. Now, depending on who's hanging there, I could very easily see them trading back. But if Coples is there, I see him taking that. But Floyd is just a guy that you and I talked about. The other part of his issue that we worry about is he's had 3 infractions with alcohol. He didn't learn from the first 2. He had 2 minor in possession situations come up, and then the third was a DUI. So that tells me, okay, I'm not saying he's the world's worst criminal, he's a terrible character, but it's just a guy who's shown to this point an inability to learn, and that's a little red flag for me.
It's completely unfair for me to say what I'm about to say, so with that disclaimer in mind, we've already seen this act in Seattle. His name was Corn Robinson, talking about a guy who did not learn from his history involving alcohol and having a repeat offense after a repeat offense after a repeat offense. You can't put the blanket over Floyd and say it's the same situation, but I do think that is a red flag, especially as Bob mentioned. Here's a guy that got a minor in possession, got another minor in possession, and then after that was cited with driving under the influence. I don't think you can simply sweep that under the rug and say, oh, that's a college kid being a college kid, although a lot of the experts say that Floyd has erased any doubts that people had about his character and so forth. It's still a red flag in my opinion.
Let's just go with a pass rusher.
Yes.